Okay, gang. So let's talk about the week of October 11th. So I see a little bit of a blue tab here. That means it's a little bit of a deload week. So it's not a true deload week in the sense that we're taking everything off and making everything really easy. It's gonna be a little bit more of an auto-regulated deload week. So there's going to be some pieces throughout the week. So like the deadlift deload on Wednesday and then the back squat deload on Friday that are a true deload in terms of like your strength percentages where everybody's going to be doing a bumped down percentage or a bumped down volume of lifting. But those are really the only true deload movements. Everything else is going to be a little bit auto-regulated. So for instance, on Wednesday, your auto-regulated intervals. So it's anywhere between RPE 7 to 9, kind of by feel. We've been pushing hard for a few weeks now. So if you feel a little bit beat down, if you feel like you need a little bit less intensity and to move a little bit slower, then you'll run a little bit slower on the intervals on Wednesday. Same thing, on some of the workouts throughout the week. That was kind of one of the examples, but it's not going to be a true deload, just to kind of make sure that everybody is able to get what they need out of this week. So if people don't need a deload, they don't have to deload this week. If you do, there are options for you to deload this week. So on Monday, we're going to continue our barbell repeatability work. So kind of in a mixed setting. Like I alluded to last week, we're kind of doing that EMOM interval Metcon format. This time we're doing it with the snatch workout. Last week we did it with the clean and jerk format. So another 20-minute EMOM. First minute, 10 to 12 bar facing burpees. Second minute, 5 squat snatches. Third minute, 40-second moderate to strong paced assault bike. That's another thing that you can kind of auto-regulate throughout the week. And then the fourth minute will be rest and time for you to change the weights on the barbell. So first weight on the barbell is 95-65, and then build by 5 to 10 pounds as appropriate each round. So should be getting up anywhere between 95 to a little bit heavier, kind of like a moderate heavy weight on the squat snatches. So that's our work on Monday. On Tuesday, our pressing strength continues. So last week was sets of 10 on the push press, building up to a tough 10. Now it's 4 sets of 5, building up to a tough set of 5. So obviously that should be heavier than your 10 rep, lighter than your 1 rep, somewhere in between there. Still not trying to get to the point where you're failing any of the sets, but I do want you to push a little bit heavier, especially on that last set. You should be flirting with failure, not necessarily failing your 5th rep of your 4th set. So that's our push press, our pressing strength. Then our odd objects and gymnastics work. It's going to be a Metcon where you have a buy-in of rowing. So for total time, 60 and 50 calorie row. And then you're going to go into 2 rounds of 30 toes to bar and 20 sandbag bear hug squats. So you just do the row once and then 30-20, 30-20 for time. So a little bit of gymnastics density there, a little bit of squatting density, odd object, kind of midline taxing on those movements at the end. But should be kind of a good one on Tuesday. On Wednesday, this is our deadlift deload. So 1 triple, 2 doubles, 2 singles. So 60, 65, 70, 75, and 80%. No max set on the final set like we've been doing. So it's just a single at 80%. Still at that 3-1-X1 tempo. So 3 count down, light touch on the ground, fast up, 1 count at the top. So that's deloading towards hitting a heavy single on Wednesday of next week. Then our auto-regulated intervals, which we kind of alluded to already. So anywhere between RPE 7 and 9 by feel. 5-minute AMRAP, 200-meter run, 20 American kettlebell swings, 20 handstand push-ups, then a 2-minute rest, 4-minute AMRAP, then a 200-meter run again, but then lower reps, 15 swings, 15 handstand push-ups, 2-minute rest, 3-minute AMRAP, 200-meter run, 10 swings, 10 handstand push-ups. So again, pacing out your run kind of based on how you're feeling. If you feel like you just need to kind of like move, get some blood flowing, then hit that run and hit the swings and handstand push-ups a little bit slower. If you're still feeling good and you want to push, then attack those intervals a little bit harder. On Thursday, so taking this opportunity kind of again on this pseudo deload week to work on a little bit of accessory stuff. So choosing to work on a little bit of ring dips here. So first thing we're going to do is some shoulder extension, pails and rails. So this comes with video instruction on how to do your shoulder extension pails and rails. Those are not necessarily intuitive. If you're watching this and you're a coach, please don't just think like, oh, I know what those are. You probably don't. Please watch the video so that you know what we're doing for those in terms of our prep work, in terms of our end range isometric loading and strengthening for the first part of our ring dip work. Then we're going to do ring dip support hold. So top position, so arms locked out, top of a ring dip for 10 seconds, 3 sets. Then bottom support, so arms bent, chest to the rings, 3 sets of 10 seconds. That bottom position is pretty difficult for most people. If you need some assistance, just put your feet on the ground and give yourself as much assistance as you need to get a good ring dip position while still making it somewhat difficult. So if you can just have your toes on the ground, that's great. If you have to have your full foot on the ground, that's fine. If you have to have 2 feet on the ground, whatever's appropriate for you to get to a good bottom of a ring dip support position. Then for our pressing strength within the ring dips here, so we're going to do option 1, tempo strict ring dips, AMRAP -2. So big set, not a failure set, but get a good burn going. 3 count down, 2 count hold, press, 1 count hold at the top. 3 sets of that with a 2-minute rest. Pretty straightforward on that. And then if you don't have strict ring dips, that's fine. We'll do option 2, which is tempo strict ring dips against a band. So if you read my note here, that's not a kipping option. It's also not the same as a band assisted ring dip. So there's not a ring attached, there's not a band attached to the rings and you have your knees through it and you're getting assistance from the band. There is actually a band, and this is in the video, there's a band connected to each ring and then attached to the rig, and you are pressing down in either a standing or kneeling position, and basically approximating a ring row, but you're not pushing yourself up, you're pushing the banded rings down. So please watch that video. Make sure you're doing that one correctly because it is not a banded ring dip. It is a ring dip against bands. So that's our ring dip skill work on Thursday. Then we're going to have a little bit of a pump sesh, but still getting your heart rate up a little bit. So 12-minute EMOM running through first minute, 12 and 9 calorie row. Second minute, 10 dumbbell Zotman curls, which is just a weird fancy curl with dumbbells. Remainder of that minute, you'll do a push-up plank holding the top of a push-up plank for the remainder of that minute. And then a 12 and 9 calorie row again on the third minute. Fourth minute, 12 clapping push-ups or just regular push-ups, whatever's appropriate for you. And then active pull-up bar hang in the remaining time. So just not a chin over bar pull-up bar hang, but just a hang here with good active shoulders. So you're not just hanging out here. That is our pump sesh on Friday or Thursday, excuse me, Friday. This is our back squat deload. So you have 1 set of 8 at 60, set of 6 at 65, set of 4 at 70, 1 double at 75, and a single at 80%. So still on the 3 minutes, 1 more set this time, but significantly lower loading, lower reps, just to prime the body a little bit for a heavy single next Friday. Then our gut check workout, quick burner, quick couplet here, 25-20, 15-10-5, wall balls and pull-ups. Quick notes on that one, normal weight, but to a 10 and 10 foot target. So ladies, if you're used to throwing to a 9 foot target, now you're throwing to a 10 foot target. That is something that tends to come up in competition sometimes. It is good to be prepared for that because it does feel different. Your timing and your tempo when you do the wall balls definitely feels different. And that's good to touch on so you're not doing it for the first time in competition. So I'm sure I will get hate mail for that one, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Saturday, do a little bit of complex lifting. We're going to do a thruster from the rack, not from the ground, and then a push press, and then a push jerk, and then a split jerk. I wrote that wrong, but it's a push jerk and then a split jerk. 6 sets on 2 minutes, building up to a moderate heavy set on that one. So just some pressing complex for our clean and jerk technical support. If you're doing the 8 or the 9 o'clock class, our class workout is going to be 400-meter run, 30 alternating single arm devil's presses, normal weight there, 50-35, 400-meter run again, 40 single arm push presses. So 20 on each arm, split that up however you would like. 400-meter run again, 50 goblet squats, hold the dumbbell in this position here, and do your squats that way, and then finish with a 400-meter run. If you're coming to Fit Club at 10 a.m., if you're doing the individual workout, you've got 3 rounds. Each of those is for time, 15 and 12 calorie assault bike, and then 1 round of DT, so 12 deadlift, 9 hang power clean, 6 shoulder to overhead, and then 3 indoor rope climbs. So from seated, pull legless until you can clip in, and then you can leg your way up with a 2-minute rest between sets. So the barbell weights on that do go up every round. So you start at 115.85, then 135.95, and then the normal DT weight of 155.105. So should be breathy, should be grippy, should be gross. If you're doing the team version of that, you've got something similar. You've got 15 or 12 calorie assault bike simultaneously, but not synchronized. So both partners are doing their assault bike at the same time. You can't move on until both people are done. Then you have 24 deadlifts, 18 hang power cleans, 12 shoulder to overhead. Split up that DT however you would like. So just one person's working, one person's resting, and then 6 rope climbs from seated. Same idea like we talked about on the individual one. So start seated, legless climb, then clip in. There is no rest on the team one, and you are doing the same weight across 135.95, so lighter than DT. And it's 3 rounds for time as opposed to 3 rounds each for time where there's rest in between. So that is our week of October 11th. As always, if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have concerns, well, actually, I was going to say you know where to find me, but you don't, because I'm going to be in Colorado Springs for the next month or so. Please feel free to reach out to me. My email is dylan.j.youngman@gmail.com. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have comments, questions, concerns, etc. And I will not see you guys for another month, but keep getting after it, and I will see you soon.